Hi, my name's Daniel. My hair's out of control. This lighting makes it look like there's a sunset in here, but I'm gonna do the video anyway. My name's Daniel. I'm a channel teacher, coach, therapist. I have a therapy degree. Who knows what I am, but I like to help people, so I make these videos. And today I want to talk about the power of rest. And I know for me, it can be hard to rest. There's a lot of conditioning within me that tells me not to rest, that rest is not okay, that we always have to be doing something. The big thing that came up to me with the coronavirus that's going on is that I'm worthless if I'm not creating money or doing something, right? I need to like keep it going. And you might relate to this, a lot of worthlessness, a lot of anxiety, a lot of fear, a lot of fear of the unknown. Right now, it's really hard to think that far ahead. Everything is unknown. I know I'm jumping into a big pile of unknown right now. I'm moving out of my place, not knowing where I'm going, a lot of different things. And I've done this before, so it's not like I feel like it's not going to work out. It's just there's always this jolting with it. And the way I would explain right now energetically is that it's as if we're a spaceship about to launch. And right now we're working through all the bugs of the space launch. And right now I'm feeling into, we're about a 9 to 12 months. So what would 9 months be from now? It's March. So I'm thinking after the next election, a lot of things are going to change. I don't know why. I'm not making any predictions who's going to win or all these different things. But trust me, the world's going to be different. To me, it's going to be better from this, right? Usually people grow and become better from their tragedies, right? Like 12 months later, they change something about their life. Someone dies in their life. They might start a business and quit their job and go travel. Like a lot of people do things after tragedies, big things that happen, right? Big spikes of, right? If someone passes away in your life, I'm sorry if this happens from this virus or anything. It's not saying it's not, there's lots of grief there. Therapist side is deep empathy for you, but also that creates hugely huge changes in people's lives. Trauma creates change, it creates presence, it creates you to go, is this all what I want, right? It stops you. It grounds you still, right? And nothing can be the same. And that's the joke to me. Comedic part of me goes, everyone's like, well, we're going to go back to the way it was. No, we're not. That's not how life works. I've lived 33 years, and I'm not the wisest person on the planet because I haven't lived as long. But I know when stuff goes down, like 9/11, things don't go back to the way they were. That's what everyone wants, right? They want to go back. They're like, why don't we stay the way things were? It was good before, right? Like I'm moving out of my place, and this room is amazing. I love my views. I love where I live. But it's like you hold on to the old, you can't make room for the new, and there has to be that death. And weirdly, I'm really good with that death energy. I'm probably worse with the rebirth energy, but good with the things falling apart. And I want to reflect that it's okay if things are falling apart. It's okay to feel grief. It's okay to feel angry. It's okay to feel anxiety. It's okay to feel shame. I felt tons of shame today, being ashamed. Our job is to go within and feel those feelings. And that's the power of rest, is moving into those deeper pockets you weren't feeling when you were having to go, go, go. You can't go, go, go right now. You can't go, go, go. You can try. There are people that are going to try to go, go, go. They're going to try to do the same thing. They're going to hold on. There's going to be people that are sick and can't barely get out of bed and have a flu, and they're still going to try to go. They're still going to run. That's insanity, right? But we're forced to be with ourselves more than we've ever been before. we're forced to rest more. You're probably more tired. If you're an energetic empath, especially, which is 100% chance you're watching this video, you're going to be more exhausted. Use this time to rest. This is a time of rest. Have you ever looked at an animal, looked at a cat, or looked at a dog? They tend to rest when there's nothing to do. If there's nothing to do in your life, not for everyone. Some people work at home, and I totally get it. But after work, there's nothing to do. There's nowhere to go, right? There's no one I have to be, quoting a Matt Kahn mantra, but we can rest in that. Even things are falling apart, your bank accounts are falling apart, everything's falling apart, really showing that our system is one little hiccup away from crumbling. And it's going to have to change, right? And we can't hold on to the old, I don't know, system. I'm saying a whole crash of the system. I'm not going to go into this conspiracy theory stuff, but like things are going to have to change in some regards, right? There's going to be more safety nets for people. There's going to have to be more unemployment. There's going to be easy access in case of emergency, right? Like there's going to have to be more of that because people are going to want that now. People are going to be like, hey, like stuff happens that's not out of my control and out of everyone's control. And I want to make sure my neighbors and my loved ones are taken care of when this happens. But resting brings clarity. Lots and lots and lots of clarity. I love the Vincent van Gogh story of, I think it was Vincent van Gogh, don't quote me, but where he talked about how he was laying in the garden and a neighbor came out and was like, hey, Vincent, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm doing work. And the neighbor's like, but you're just laying still. And he's like, I know. And then another day, the neighbor came out and Vincent van Gogh was painting. And the neighbor was like, what are you doing, Vincent van Gogh? I'm resting. And it's not the way I'm using it, but the analogy is that resting is just as important as doing. It's necessary. Michael Jordan didn't practice and rest before his games, he wouldn't have been the best basketball player. He might have had that game with the flu, but I'm sure he was sleeping all the way up to that game. I'm sure he wasn't trying to also figure out his life beyond the game. He was very focused, right? He had 2 hours energy that day because he had the flu. So he's going to rest all day. He's going to get ready. He's going to play. I don't know actually what Michael Jordan did, but I don't think he was having to work a job he didn't like and do all these other things that weren't fulfilling him. And that's the power of rest to me. In that analogy, you rest when you can rest, so you can do that 2 hours of what you need to do, or 4 or 6 or 8, right? Whatever amount it is, but you rest when you can rest. If you're tired, you go in. I know I'm in a very yin place right now, which means feminine energy, which is very flowy. I'm doing a lot more yoga, less. I was working out like, now I'm like loving yoga. Like I'm flowing with the energy, right? I'm still moving my body and still taking walks and exercising, but doing it in a different way. And, part of me goes, well, I'm going to lose my muscle, what I've gained, right? And to me, that's ridiculous, right? Because that's why we gain strength, so we can rest. It doesn't make any sense. So, and we're in a society that goes and 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 goes. And rest was needed. This was the time of rest. Now, obviously, I have compassion. Definitely does. I will say from a higher consciousness standpoint, this is a way for souls to leave this plane in a pretty easy way. That's a pretty easy death overall. So those souls were meant to leave. However, we still have compassion and empathy. We don't want people to pass, right? We're not going to try to go out there and give people a coronavirus. Absolutely not. I'm still staying home and using hand sanitizer and washing my hands and being distant from people. It's not about bypassing what's actually happening, but also having a higher level of knowing, right? Be like, if you ever played like Dungeons and Dragons, which would be off, but that's fine. If you play Dungeons and Dragons, you know you're a character, but you know there's a higher thing, right? But you're still playing that character like he's in the game. So in Dungeons and Dragons, you're playing a character and you're role playing that character, but you also know all the rules, right? You're still a human that could like figure out the game, but you don't make decisions based on that. You make decisions based on what the character would do, right? So you're still playing a character. So you're not like, I know it's a high level of consciousness. I want to go away and get everyone sick and just run around. Now, if that person did that, that's actually their character, right? They're a spiritual bypasser that thinks that's okay, and they're supposed to get everyone sick. It's the irony. That's a character they're playing right now. But if you're a character that knows better, then you don't do that, right? You stay home. And you might be forced to stay home anyway. You don't want to get arrested for going to somewhere you can't go, right? Everything's closed. So this gives us like the chance to rest. And to me, I'm planning a Dungeons and Dragons campaign for Saturday. I guess we're going the Dungeons and Dragons route. I guess if you're watching this, you probably heard if you want to work with me. So that's what I'm doing. But that's restful to me, right? I'm drinking tea, making this video. I'm listening to YouTube music, writing things down. Like that is restful to me. Rest is not always sleeping. Rest is doing something you enjoy. Rest is sitting on your porch. Rest is playing a game with your family, right? Getting off technology. That's the one thing I implore. Watching TV to me is not rest. I do it sometimes. It is not restful to me. It's stimulus. It doesn't count. You will fry yourself over time. And there's a balance. I'm not saying don't watch TV. It's just not full on rest. You know the difference between watching TV for 3 hours and taking a bath for an hour? You're much more rested taking a bath for an hour. Much more recharged, right? If you go on a hammock or go on your porch for an hour, you're much more recharged than watching TV for 3. So there's obviously some rest because you're not, but you are processing a lot. So, and you're not creating. And creating is its own sense of fulfillment and rest. So the power of rest brings forth this knowing that when you're being still, you're being of purpose. You're never not of purpose, but doing nothing isn't purposeless. Doing nothing is one of the best things you can do, especially right now. And I'm not saying not to be bypassing life, right? I still delivered food today. And I still went out for, not as many hours, but I'm doing the best I can under circumstances. And I still make food for myself and eat healthy and right, I'm still going, but I'm being restful about it. And it's a totally different energy of a person when they're restful. And avoiding the egoic things we do, right? I heard this from Cal Teach, I think is amazing. Releasing is when we're at night, we do our egoic things. And I've been very aware of this, right? This is when I snack the most. I ate some pasta, but I only ate half because my roommates made it, and I was really proud of myself because I saw myself about to go at it, right? I could play video games, right? Or I could create my own world, right? Create a game. And there is a deadline, so I kind of have to. But I'm realizing how much better I feel creating something I love right now. We're playing something. I'm not saying that's 100% of the time. But if you're playing video games 4 hours a night, take an hour out of that and create something, write or meditate, right? If you're watching Netflix for 4 hours, take an hour out, right? I'm not asking you to give up everything right now. I'm not, but a little bit will soothe your soul. And I promise you to probably escalate to more. But I noticed the big difference to me between creating this video right now when I would be watching a show or playing a video game, right? Video games are getting harder for me to play. I'm trying to play The Witcher, and it's like so much of my time. It's actually frustrating me. It's like I don't get anywhere in a short period of time, and I'm like rather do something else, right? Like I almost want to like make that fun time quicker, but that's a different thing. But we can shift little by little by little by little towards our soul. Like things will open for you. Ideas will pop in your mind when you're resting. I was dealing with this bill I had to pay, and I kept on not working, and I just went, you know what, I'm going to let the universe deal with it. And it just went through all of a sudden. Everything will get done. It'll be okay. And if you're getting broke and you're going down a hill, I've been in debt, been head over my heels in debt. You get out of it. It takes a while, but you live life while you're getting out of it. It's not like life sucks, right? That's like irony. It's like, oh, I got to pay my debt off. It's going to ruin my life. Oh, no, you're just going to do what you like to do. Might actually make you stay home like this, and you might be more creative. It actually might be a huge blessing. No, it was for me. And if you're under, 33, I was reading, I'm going to keep on going, reading Lord of the Rings, and, and hobbits don't think they're adults till they're 33 years old. And I just turned 33, so happy adulthood to me. Honestly, it feels like I just became an adult. And obviously, it's not that black and white. But it's definitely the transition time, right? Your Saturn returns at 28. You kind of go into it at 33. So give yourself some space. And then probably from 33 to 50, you're going to make up for all your time before. You're going to pay off all those debts and move forward. That's a new way things are going to be. So before, people got married too early and they're young, had a bunch of kids, and they were 33, and like, crap, we got to stop, right? We already got a big enough family, and we got to take care of this one. So they just did their responsibility, but they did it by speeding up their life in a different way, right? Instead of traveling, going to festivals, or doing whatever you do, they did it by having too many kids, which creates the same shit. Creates debt and over your head, and that's what my parents did. It's like 24, and then 33, like, my household calmed down. They became adults. That's what happens. And it's not 100% that way, obviously. But take the pressure off. Kick back, relax, feel your emotions. Enjoy this crazy ride we're on. And, subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment. You can email me at channelingthecosmos@gmail.com. And I have also men's groups and different things we do. Play Dungeons and Dragons, talk about nerd stuff, but also spirituality and consciousness, nerd stuff and consciousness together. Because to me, all these mythos helps me learn. To me, it's my mythos, right? People have the Christian mythos of stories, but the Lord of the Rings stories and Dungeons and Dragons and The Witcher are my mythos. Dragon Prince, the animes, they're mythos. They help us learn so that we can use these stories to empower each other. And I just love you all. If one person watches this video, or 1,000 or 1,000,000, I really appreciate it. And I love you so much. Reach out, do the thing, yo. If you made it this far, this far, this far, this far, this far, this far, this far. CDs where they have like the secret track if you wait long enough. I feel like I want to do that right now. Yo, I know the coronavirus is making you blue, but you're going to be okay. Yes, it's true. You're going to make it out, and you're going to be fine. You're going to feel deep down that you've always been divine, and we're just going to shine brighter than we've ever shined. We're going to feel our hearts, and we're going to feel so divine. We're going to love each other deeper than we ever have. We're going to meet each other. And we're going to be glad that we went through this shit that we are going through right now, because after this, we'll be up to the clouds. Everything will be great and you will feel fine. I'm sorry I've swum past. I know that's not divine, but as a humanity, we will shine. We will be way more one. And we will be so, so, so divine. I said divine a lot and fine. They rhyme really well. But that was fun. Loving you. And I'll see you next video.